A 75-year-old self-made millionaire shares her best life advice. As we age, life presents itself with a different lens. For those in their golden years, there's a unique opportunity to reflect on the journey so far, to find wisdom in the trials, and to embrace the joys of the present. Barbara Corcoran, a self-made millionaire and seasoned entrepreneur, offers lessons not just from her successes, but from her failures, vulnerabilities, and resilience. Her insights, shared with warmth and honesty, resonate deeply, especially for those aged 65 and beyond who seek meaning, inspiration, or simply a reminder that life still holds new chapters to be written. Here are Barbara's most poignant lessons for living fully and gracefully, no matter your stage in life. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Failure is not the end. It's the beginning. Failure is an inevitable part of life. It's uncomfortable, often heartbreaking, and can leave us questioning our worth. For Barbara Corcoran, failure came in the form of betrayal early in her career. Her boyfriend, who had also been her business partner, left her for her secretary. The personal and professional blow was crushing. She lost not just a partner, but also her sense of stability. Yet, in hindsight, Barbara sees this moment as a pivotal turning point, a necessary chapter in her journey to success. She could have allowed the pain to define her, but instead, she chose to define herself. Out of that heartbreak, she built her real estate empire, the Corcoran Group, which became a cornerstone of her identity and legacy. Reflecting on that difficult time, Barbara shared, "Thank God that all happened. If it hadn't, I wouldn't have started my own business and I wouldn't have had the life I have today." Her experience teaches us a profound truth about failure. It is often the seed of transformation. When we're in the midst of loss or disappointment, it's almost impossible to see the bigger picture. But as time passes, we can often trace the arc of our growth back to those moments of adversity. Failure strips away illusions and forces us to confront our deepest fears, but it also opens doors to new opportunities we might never have considered. For older adults, especially those reflecting on decades of life, failure might feel like an unwelcome visitor that has overstayed its welcome. Perhaps it's a failed relationship, a business venture that didn't pan out, or a dream that was left unfulfilled. But as Barbara's story reminds us, failure doesn't mean the end. It's often the beginning of something better, something we couldn't have envisioned while caught in the storm. Think back to the moments when you stumbled or felt like giving up. What came after? Perhaps it was resilience you didn't know you had, or an unexpected path that led to a more meaningful chapter. The beauty of life is that it constantly invites us to start over, to redefine what success means, and to use every experience, good or bad, as fuel for growth. Barbara's approach to failure is one of gratitude. Rather than lingering in bitterness or regret, she flips the narrative. She doesn't ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Instead, she asks, "What did this teach me?" This shift in perspective is powerful. It transforms failure from a dead end into a stepping stone, giving us the courage to rise again, even when it feels impossible. As we age, this perspective becomes even more valuable. The years behind us are rich with lessons, and the wisdom we've gained from failures can guide us toward a more fulfilling present. There is no expiration date on growth. Whether you're 25, 65, or 85, the ability to learn from life's challenges and find purpose in them is timeless. Barbara's story is a reminder that failure, while painful, is also a gift. It forces us to reassess, to pivot, and to find strength we didn't know we had. Most importantly, it reminds us that even in our darkest moments, the story isn't over. There's always a new chapter waiting to be written, and the best part is that we hold the pen. 2. Authenticity wins every time. In a world often obsessed with appearances and social approval, it can be tempting to mold ourselves to fit in, to meet expectations, or to avoid judgment. Barbara Corcoran knows this feeling all too well. Early in her career, she believed that success required a polished image: perfect hair, perfect clothes, perfect demeanor. She tried to embody the ideal of professionalism, even when it didn't feel natural. Over time, the weight of maintaining that facade became unbearable. One day, she decided to let go. She stopped striving for perfection and began showing up as her true self. Surprisingly, that's when her career truly took off. Barbara learned that people don't connect with perfection, they connect with honesty. People like you for who you really are, not who you pretend to be, she reflects. This lesson is profound, especially for those entering the later stages of life. After decades of living, the urge to meet societal expectations can be exhausting. The good news? You don't have to anymore. There is freedom in authenticity, in embracing your quirks, your imperfections, and your individuality. When you allow yourself to be seen as you truly are, you invite deeper, more meaningful connections into your life. Authenticity isn't just about being honest with others, it's about being honest with yourself. Ask yourself, what parts of me have I been hiding? What do I truly value? What brings me joy? These are the questions that can help you shed the unnecessary layers and step into a version of yourself that feels whole and genuine. Barbara's story reminds us that it's never too late to stop pretending and start living authentically. Whether you're reconnecting with an old passion, rekindling relationships, or simply choosing to speak your truth, authenticity has the power to transform your life. It's not about striving for approval, it's about finding peace in who you are. 3. Money brings comfort, but it's not the key to happiness. For much of her life, Barbara Corcoran has been surrounded by wealth, her own and others. Yet, when reflecting on the role of money, her perspective is refreshingly grounded. While she acknowledges that money can provide freedom and convenience, she's quick to point out its limitations. Money doesn't make you happy. It just makes life easier, she says. This insight is particularly meaningful for older adults. After decades of working, saving, and striving for financial security, it's natural to reflect on the role money has played in your life. Barbara's wisdom offers a gentle reminder: money is a tool, not the destination. It can open doors, but it cannot fill the emotional and spiritual spaces within us. For Barbara, the moments of deepest fulfillment weren't tied to paychecks or bank balances. Instead, they came from acts of generosity, like buying her parents their first new car. That simple act, born out of love and gratitude, gave her a sense of joy and accomplishment far greater than any business deal ever could. Giving is what makes life rich, she says. This doesn't mean money doesn't matter. It does. It provides stability, opportunities, and peace of mind. But Barbara's story reminds us that it's not the ultimate measure of a life well lived. What truly matters is how we use the resources we have to create meaningful experiences, foster relationships, and contribute to the well-being of others. As you reflect on your own relationship with money, consider this. What has brought you the most joy? Was it a purchase or an experience, a possession or a connection? Chances are, it's the moments of giving, sharing, or creating that stand out most vividly. Barbara's perspective encourages us to shift our focus. Instead of asking, "How much do I have?" she suggests asking, "How can I use what I have to make my life and the lives of others better?" In doing so, you might find that the wealth you've been seeking isn't in dollars and cents, but in the love and purpose you cultivate along the way. 4. The power of hard choices. Life is a series of decisions, and the hardest choices often define us. Barbara Corcoran's journey illustrates this truth vividly. In her 20s, while her friends enjoyed carefree evenings and weekends, she poured herself into her fledgling business. She worked 18-hour days, sacrificing the social moments and personal pleasures that seemed so essential to others. At the time, it wasn't easy. She wondered if she was missing out. But by her 30s, the sacrifices she made began to bear fruit, and she realized she had built something extraordinary. Easy choices make life hard. Hard choices make life easy, she reflects. This wisdom carries deep resonance, especially for those entering their later years. By now, you've likely made countless decisions that shaped your life, some easy, others excruciatingly difficult. The hard choices often required perseverance, courage, and self discipline, but they also paved the way for the most meaningful rewards. Hard choices aren't limited to careers or big life changes. They can be as personal as prioritizing health, choosing forgiveness, or letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. These decisions may feel daunting, but they carry the potential to transform your quality of life. For those in their golden years, hard choices might look different, but remain just as significant. Perhaps it's deciding to take up a new hobby despite initial discomfort, making time for physical activity, or reaching out to mend a fractured relationship. These choices require effort, but they hold the promise of a richer, fuller life. Barbara's story reminds us that avoiding hard choices doesn't shield us from difficulty, it often creates it. Choosing to stay in a comfort zone, even when it's unfulfilling, can lead to regret. On the other hand, embracing hard choices, though challenging, often leads to growth and clarity. 5. Giving is the key to joy. Barbara Corcoran firmly believes in the transformative power of giving. To her, generosity is not just an act, but a philosophy of life. One of her proudest moments was buying her parents their first new car, a symbol of her gratitude for the sacrifices they made to raise 10 children. She recalls how that single gesture brought her immense satisfaction, far surpassing any material reward she had ever received. Giving is a love letter. It's a way to say thank you, to share your heart, she says. This lesson is particularly profound as we age. By 65 or beyond, many people begin to focus less on accumulating and more on sharing, whether it's their time, wisdom, or resources. Giving isn't just about helping others, it's about rediscovering purpose and joy within yourself. When you give, you shift your focus outward, breaking free from self-centered worries and anxieties. Barbara also points out that giving doesn't have to involve money. Sometimes the greatest gifts are intangible: a kind word, a listening ear, or the willingness to share your experience with someone who needs guidance. Acts of generosity, no matter how small, create ripples of kindness that can brighten not just someone else's day, but your own as well. As you reflect on your life, consider the ways in which you can give. Whether it's mentoring younger generations, volunteering for a cause close to your heart, or simply being present for your loved ones. Giving fosters connection, and connection is one of the deepest sources of fulfillment in life. Barbara's belief in giving as a path to joy isn't just a cliche, it's a truth she's lived. She reminds us that the act of giving, whether big or small, enriches the giver as much as the receiver. It's a way of saying, I see you and I care. And in that exchange, we find not just happiness, but a deeper sense of meaning and belonging. 6. Aging gracefully means adapting. Aging is a universal journey, yet it's also deeply personal. Barbara Corcoran, now in her 70s, doesn't shy away from the reality of getting older. She openly admits, aging sucks. Don't let anyone tell you differently. However, she balances this honesty with a spirit of adaptability and determination. Whether it's skiing down a mountain or keeping up with her young staff, Barbara finds joy in embracing what she can still do rather than mourning what she can't. The process of aging often brings physical limitations that can feel frustrating or even disheartening. Tasks that were once effortless may now require more thought, planning, or support. For someone like Barbara, who describes herself as a go-getter, this shift has been particularly challenging. Yet, she's learned to adapt by weighing her options carefully and making intentional choices about what's worth pursuing. Her wisdom speaks to the essence of aging gracefully, accepting change without surrendering to it. It's about recognizing limitations without letting them define you. Barbara's story encourages us to approach aging not with fear, but with curiosity and creativity. What new joys can you discover? What small victories can you celebrate? Adaptation also means surrounding yourself with vitality, people, activities, and environments that inspire energy rather than drain it. Barbara credits much of her youthful outlook to her interactions with younger colleagues and family members whose enthusiasm and optimism keep her engaged and alert. For older adults, this is a reminder that the company you keep has a profound impact on how you feel about life. Seek out relationships and activities that uplift you, challenge you, and make you feel alive. Aging is inevitable, but how you age is a choice. Barbara's approach reminds us that while the physical aspects of aging may slow us down, they don't have to stop us from living fully. Adapt, embrace, and keep moving forward. This is the heart of aging with grace. 7. Let go of regrets. Regret is a heavy burden, yet so many of us carry it quietly through life. For Barbara Corcoran, regret is not a weight she's willing to bear. Thinking about regrets is a waste of time, she asserts. To her, the past is unchangeable, and dwelling on it only serves to keep us stuck in place. Her perspective is a liberating one, especially for older adults who may find themselves reflecting on paths not taken or mistakes made long ago. The truth about regret is that it often feeds on our tendency to replay the past with what ifs. We imagine alternate scenarios and outcomes, convincing ourselves that things could have been better. But as Barbara points out, regret doesn't solve anything. It only deepens the pain of what's already behind us. Instead of allowing regret to take root, she suggests focusing on the lessons learned and using those insights to shape the present and future. Letting go of regret also means releasing the need to blame, whether it's yourself, others, or circumstances beyond your control. Barbara warns that holding on to blame can turn you into a victim, robbing you of your agency and happiness. When you dwell on regret, you're apt to become a victim, she says, and victims are never happy. This insight is particularly powerful because it shifts the narrative. By taking responsibility for how you respond to your past, you reclaim your power to shape your life going forward. For those in their later years, letting go of regret is an act of self-compassion. It's an acknowledgement that life is imperfect and that we all do the best we can with the knowledge and resources we have at the time. Regret doesn't need to define your story. Instead, it can serve as a reminder of how far you've come and how much you've grown. Barbara's approach to regret is a call to action. Stop looking backward and start looking forward. Each day is an opportunity to make choices that align with your values and aspirations. The past may have shaped you, but it doesn't have to limit you. Let go, forgive, and move on. Your best days may still be ahead. 8. Redefine love and relationships. Love evolves over time. It matures, shifts, and deepens in ways that can surprise us. Barbara Corcoran speaks candidly about her perspective on love and marriage, offering a view that feels refreshingly honest and grounded. She acknowledges that marriage isn't always a whirlwind of romance. Instead, it's a partnership rooted in loyalty and mutual support. Marriage gets boring, she admits, but quickly adds, it's about having someone in your corner, someone you can rely on. This reflection is particularly meaningful for those in their later years. As the fiery passion of youth gives way to the steadiness of companionship, it's easy to overlook the quiet beauty of a long-term relationship. Barbara reminds us that true love isn't about constant excitement. It's about showing up day after day through the highs and lows. It's about being there for each other, not because it's always thrilling, but because it's meaningful. Relationships, whether with a spouse, family, or close friends, are the foundation of a fulfilling life, but they require effort, patience, and a willingness to weather the mundane as well as the magical. Barbara's insight invites us to redefine love not as a feeling that comes and goes, but as a commitment to care, loyalty, and understanding. It's the quiet, unspoken gestures, the shared meals, the words of encouragement, the presence in difficult moments that build a legacy of love. As we age, these relationships take on even greater significance. The people who stand by you, who know your history and accept your flaws, are treasures worth cherishing. Whether it's a spouse, a lifelong friend, or even newer connections, nurturing these bonds can bring profound joy and stability. Barbara's view reminds us that love is less about perfection and more about persistence, the simple act of choosing each other again and again over time. 9. Life is about gratitude. For Barbara Corcoran, one of the most defining moments of her life was buying her parents their first new car. It wasn't just a gift, it was a symbol of love, respect, and gratitude for the sacrifices they had made to support their large family. Reflecting on that moment, she says, "It was an extension of love, a thank you, a love letter." Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in life. It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, opening our hearts to joy and connection. For older adults, this practice becomes even more profound. With decades of life behind you, there's so much to be grateful for. Relationships built, challenges overcome, memories created. Yet, it's easy to let gratitude slip away in the hustle of daily life or the weight of unresolved regrets. Barbara's story encourages us to pause and reflect on the blessings we often take for granted. Gratitude doesn't have to be grand. It can be as simple as appreciating a beautiful sunrise, the laughter of a grandchild, or the kindness of a neighbor. These small moments, when noticed and cherished, weave a fabric of contentment that enriches our lives. Gratitude also has a way of transforming how we view ourselves and others. When you express thanks, whether through words, actions, or gestures, you strengthen your connections and deepen your relationships. Barbara's experience of giving to her parents wasn't just about the act itself. It was about the joy it brought to both giver and receiver. It was a reminder that gratitude, when shared, multiplies. In the later stages of life, practicing gratitude can be a source of healing and hope. It helps us focus on the good, even in the face of challenges, and reminds us of the resilience and love that have carried us this far. Barbara's advice is clear. Take time to notice, to say thank you, and to let gratitude guide your days. In doing so, you'll find that life's greatest riches aren't material. They're found in the moments and relationships that make your heart full. 10. It's never too late. One of the most empowering lessons Barbara Corcoran offers is the reminder that it's never too late to start again, to try something new, or to savor life in a way you've never done before. Reflecting on her own journey, Barbara emphasizes the value of slowing down and appreciating the present, a lesson she learned later in life. If I could go back to my 25-year-old self, I'd tell her to chill out, stop rushing, take a moment to smell the roses, she says. This perspective resonates deeply for those in their golden years. Often people believe that opportunities diminish with age, that certain dreams or goals are no longer within reach. But Barbara's wisdom challenges this narrative. Life, at any age, is full of potential. Whether it's picking up a new hobby, revisiting a forgotten passion, or simply allowing yourself the time to enjoy the world around you, there's always space for renewal and growth. Barbara's reflection is a call to embrace the here and now, to shift focus from what's behind to what's ahead. As she puts it, there's so much I didn't appreciate when I was younger because I was too busy chasing success. It wasn't until later that I learned to stop and really see what was in front of me. This idea is particularly freeing for older adults. The pressures of career building, raising children, or meeting societal expectations often fade, leaving room for deeper, more personal pursuits. Whether it's traveling to a place you've always dreamed of, taking a class to learn something new, or reconnecting with old friends, these years are a gift, a chance to live on your terms. Barbara's advice also serves as a reminder to be kind to yourself. Many people carry the weight of missed opportunities or past mistakes, but dwelling on what could have been robs you of the beauty of what is. Each day is an opportunity to make different choices, to savor life's simple pleasures, and to step boldly into new experiences. If there's one truth that Barbara embodies, it's that life is an ongoing journey. There's no expiration date on joy, purpose, or growth. The world still holds wonders waiting to be discovered, and as long as you're willing to embrace them, the possibilities are endless. Barbara's wisdom invites you to see every moment as a fresh start, a chance to create a life that feels rich, meaningful, and uniquely yours. After all, as she would say, the best chapters of your story are the ones you haven't written yet. Embracing the journey ahead. Barbara Corcoran's life and wisdom remind us of an essential truth. Life is a journey defined not by perfection, but by resilience, connection, and the willingness to embrace change. As we grow older, it's easy to feel that the best chapters are behind us, but our story challenges that notion. The experiences, wisdom, and strength gained over decades are not just remnants of the past, they are tools for building a future that is just as meaningful, if not more so. At its core, Barbara's advice encourages us to live with intention. Whether it's finding joy in the small moments, nurturing relationships, letting go of regret, or stepping into new opportunities, every choice we make has the power to enrich our lives. Aging isn't about slowing down, it's about recalibrating, shifting focus from what we can no longer do to all the possibilities that still lie ahead. Perhaps the most profound takeaway from Barbara's journey is this: life doesn't come with a finish line. As long as we're here, there's room for growth, joy, and discovery. It's never too late to start again, to love more deeply, to give more generously, or to find beauty in the ordinary. The golden years are not a time to fade into the background. They are a time to shine with the wisdom, courage, and authenticity that only come with age. Barbara's story reminds us that no matter how many twists and turns life takes, we hold the pen in our own hands. And with each new day, we are given a blank page to write a story that is uniquely, wonderfully our own. So, as you move forward, embrace the journey with grace and gratitude. Cherish the moments, connect deeply with the people you love, and always remember that the best is yet to come. After all, the richness of life isn't measured in years. It's measured in the love we give, the lessons we learn, and the joy we create along the way. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching. And here's to living life on your own terms.